understand that this type of content exploded in popularity because men have been ostracized from society for so long. Yep. Like women have been able to be incompetent, rude, not respect authority for literally years, and then finally guys like us came out and said, yeah, bitches are stupid. They're like, you probably shouldn't listen to them, right? Yep. They don't know what they're doing, they don't know what they're talking about.
Yeah, bro, don't trust a woman, bro. Don't listen to them, bro. A woman's word is like wet toilet paper. It means nothing, bro. Like every single chick that I've dated, I don't know, like a lot of them, not all of them, a lot of them, I did not come to them. They came to me. And, you know, they were like, I swear to God, I'll never leave you. I love, you know, they were saying, I love you. They were like obsessed with me, basically. And then I realized like they were just using me. Because there's no such thing as love when it comes to women, only leverage. I realized that. Because I trusted them. And they Samson and Delilah'd me, bro.
You know, it's like, yeah, but it's like, it took us saying women are, for people to say, you know what? You're right, women are, right? You're saying they can't drive.
To be honest, most of them are. Not all of them, of course, but the vast majority of them are.
And people are like, wait, every time.
And, you know, I get why they gave the black man the right to vote before the woman, to be honest.
I got hit by a car. It was a female driver. These guys are right. So all we did was connect the dots to things that people already knew, and we were able to help these guys, like, you know, step up. Now, thankfully, I would argue, like, young men nowadays are more based on, like, I'm a millennial, I know you guys are millennials.
Yes, we're based, but the thing is, like, I don't think anybody is gonna get married anymore. Like, the birth rate's gonna decline now. Like, because most men my age range, a lot of them, the way they talk about women, I can tell that they resent them. All right? So they're either gonna just pump and dump them, the bad boys, or they're going to be like me and not stoop to their level because they have Christian values and just tarnish their reputation online, expose what kind of people they truly are. And a lot of channels are doing that nowadays. Even though the OG channels already did that, like Andrew Tate, Myron, Darius M. Like, I think it's gonna be more popular than ever. Because all over TikTok, everywhere I go, like, everybody's bashing women. And I don't blame them, bro. Most women are very, very difficult. Because the thing is, like, if they were amazing people, like, you know, if they were like Belle from Beauty and the Beast, I would be the #1 feminist. And whoever disagrees with that, I would call them gay. But the thing is, you know, like, they're not like Belle from Beauty and the Beast. They're like Rory from Gilmore Girls. And Rory from Gilmore Girls and Lorelai are very deceptive and very destructive. So they're your enemies at that point. You have to tarnish their reputation. There is no compromise with people like this. They will take your kindness as weakness. Because you are not the only person, I guarantee you, that is kind to her, right? That is trying to prove to her that not every man is the same, all right? She's using that to exploit you. You don't have to prove shit to her, right? Lesbians have the highest divorce rates, highest domestic violence rates, and they spend the most amount of money on each other, all right? She has to prove herself to you. You don't have to prove yourself to her, right? And if she doesn't want to, avoid her, trash her, and let her be a headache for another man.
Like our generation, it was cool to be a leftist or whatever. At least these young guys now, right? They're figuring out, like, no, being on the left is... Yeah.
But the thing is, when it comes to the left, yes, they are retarded. But back then, the reason why I was like, you know, it was subjective is because they didn't have the internet. Now the internet is there. Everybody knows that, you know, being a liberal and being a Muslim is retarded. But unfortunately, those two things are the most popular things now. The most popular retarded things now. And they're extremely, exceptionally retarded. They're like Homer Simpson level. No. They're worse than Homer Simpson, bro. Like, they're just mentally ill, bro, these people.
Yeah, our generation was super. So they are base. So where do you think the world's going? What's going to come next? We won this big victory, and I felt like we won, and in some ways we've won, but we're still kind of stuck in the mud. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, well, you know, it's evident that we're still kind of...
Because at least the thing is, you know, Homer Simpson, he was in the 1980s. There was no internet back then. Now, what the fuck is your excuse? You have the internet, bro. You can't. There's no excuse to be a liberal or a Muslim now.
Covering from the censorship, right? Like, I'm still demonetized on YouTube still.
Even though, unfortunately, both Myron and Andrew Tate are Muslims.
Banned on certain platforms.
That's why Myron is a Nazi and he supports the Holocaust.
You guys are still doing this bullshit case, you know, and it's amazing how month after month, like, you guys get your money back, then you guys get your cars back, then you guys, this case gets dropped through, this girl, you know, says, oh, you know what, I don't want to pursue.
Bro, he made a video in 2022, and the girl was 26 at the time. No, not 26. Wait, hold on. She was 26. If you subtract 10 years, that's 16. And he was, you know, he was doing that sexual act with Andrew Tate, and she says it was consensual. And technically, the age of consent in Romania is 16. So it's technically not illegal. Yes, in America it is illegal because they're in their 30s, both Andrew Tate and Tristan, but it's not in Romania. So why, like, I mean, like, I get why they got arrested in Romania, because, you know, scamming is illegal everywhere. What else is also illegal everywhere? Drug dealing is illegal everywhere. Well, I hope it is. I don't think it's illegal in Palestine though, because I feel like I've heard a lot of drug dealing history in Palestine. But we're focusing on Romania in particular, so I'm not, like, let me search it though. Let me make sure. Because I heard a lot of drug dealing stories in Palestine, and in, not just in Palestine, like, there's a lot of Islamic countries that drug dealing shit. Like, Christian Prince has showed me a lot of horrific shit. So I'm gonna cross check it. Let's see. No, I'm just gonna clear all. Wait, hold on, let me search it. Oh wait, is drug dealing? In which country is drug dealing legal? Let me see. In which country? In which country is drug dealing legal? Because Andrew Tate was a drug dealer, I remember, so. Legal. All right. All right, legal drug trade Wikipedia. Let's see. Hopefully that will answer our question. I mean, like, I don't think drug dealing is illegal in Palestine though, because doing drugs is haram in Islam, so I don't think so. But I'm gonna make sure. Unless, of course, they're hypocrites and don't follow their sunnah. Now, let's see. Is drug dealing legal in Palestine? Drugs legal in Palestine. Let's see. The fuck? What drugs are used in Palestine? Yep. It's allowed in Palestine. Yep, I knew it. They're allowed to use cannabis, marijuana, and shit, bro. That's tough. Let's continue the video.
Do this anymore. And like people still have the balls to sit there and say, oh yeah, these guys are totally guilty. It's like, dude, they would have been in jail by now if that's the case.
I never left. I never left. Not only are we not guilty, we're actually more innocent than 99% of men on the planet. If we were...
No, you're not. Alright. I've never done a drug in my life. I don't think most men do drugs. A lot of people vape though. A lot of people in high schools, unfortunately, they vape. But the thing is, you know, he made a video on that. He's like, you don't need a vape, bro. I smoke cigars to look like a mafia boss. And he made a video about that. Like, he's like, bro, I'd smack you if you were my son if you did vape. And he was saying something like that. I remember that video was funny. But okay, I've never scammed people in my life. I mean, no, I haven't actually. Never in my life. I mean, I did steal a group of candy when I was like 8 years old, you know, but I broke into my mom's room and I stole candy when I was 8 years old. She had a whole pack and I stole those. And you know, I was harshly penalized for it. Never stole ever since, bro, because that shit traumatizes me till this day, bro. I will never steal, bro, ever, under any circumstance. So I never stole. You scammed so many people on Hustlers University and got so much money. That was completely unacceptable. Used to sell drugs, used to scam people. I don't think even drug dealing I don't even think drug dealing is allowed is legal even in Romania. If it is illegal, okay, fine, I'll give you the benefit of the doubt, but if it's not, then, you know, you're not innocent compared to 99% of people. Plus, even if it was legal, that doesn't make it okay, bro. People at the age of 21 are allowed to vape in America. But that doesn't mean it's okay. Because there's a lot of people who vape in America. I never will vape, alright? I got that John the Baptist mentality, bro. No vape, no drugs. No. N-O. Let's see, wait, fuck. I forgot what I was gonna search. Oh yeah, is drug dealing legal in Romania? Legal in Romania. Because I know scamming is not. Scamming is not legal anywhere. Legal in America. No, not in America. Obviously it's illegal in America. What the fuck? Is drug dealing legal in... Fuck, I don't know. Wait, Romania. Oh yeah. Dang, bro. I'm not an instant thinker, bro. Sometimes, bro. What is wrong with me? Because, you know, I have to make sure that my facts are absolute before I say shit. Exactly. It is illegal. So, you're not the most innocent man compared to 99% of people in America. Like, you used to sell drugs. You admitted that in a video. You used to scam people in Hustlers University, so you're automatically disqualified as being innocent. What the fuck?
Weed, we'd be in jail. If we took steroids, we'd be in jail. If we had a BDSM room like 50 Shades of Grey, the average ass normie shit all these liberals are into, we'd be in jail. We don't do anything but have kids and ignore women. So because of that, they can't bang us up. We're more innocent.
That's cap.
than 99% of men.
Yeah, there's this meme. Every time I see these
on TV, I'm like, he needs his hard drive checked. He needs his hard drive checked. Your hard drive and your phone and your data is the map, the blueprint, the roadmap of everything you've done and everything you've been into for years. They have seized electronic devices from me every single year since 2022. And my 2022 laptop and phone were 4 or 5 years old. Everything I've ever done digitally has been analyzed, most recently by probably the FBI and the CIA, because Ron DeSantis stole all my electronics that I had for the last.
I mean, like, technically, I mean, he also underpaid his hookers in his cam shows. I forgot about that. When he was during his pimping days. He admitted that in a video.
Year and a half. And guess what's gonna happen in that Florida case?
So obviously he's not more innocent than 99% of men. Like, come on now, dog. That's straight cap, bro.
Prediction, actually, Myron. I'm gonna make a prediction. It's James Uthmeyer, this Ron DeSantis. They got on the news, they had their viral moment, they 3x their Twitter followers, they stole from American citizens, they told me I wasn't welcome in the United States.
Yeah, that's crazy.
My grandfather fought in World War II against the Japanese. They're out of their mind. And let me make a prediction. They have all of my...
Shout out to he fought against the World War II against the Japanese. Oh yeah, the atomic bomb with the Hiroshima Nagasaki shit. That's interesting. But like, so that means, wait, hold on. Your grandfather? Your dad is black, right? Oh, your grandfather on your mom's side. Because I don't think it's very unlikely that it was his father's side grandfather. I think it's his mom's side grandmother. Because they're mixed race, so yeah.
Electronics. They've taken everything they can get their hands on. They've micro-analyzed my iCloud in my entire life. And I bet within no time, these losers are going to have to say, well, he didn't actually do anything and look like it's because I don't do anything.
You know, it's funny because I always tell the story, right? And I won't go too far here, right? But like I always tell the story because I spent like a month with you guys in Romania, right? Which you guys.
I mean, it is still possible technically for his dad's dad to be in the World War, but I don't think so. It would make more sense if it was his mom, because the vast majority of the military, especially the people, especially back then, they were usually white people. So, yeah. But shout out to one of them if they fought. You know, whichever side it is, shout out to both of them. God bless and preserve them and their souls. You know? Good for them.
Gracious open your home. It's up to me, which I appreciate.
Yeah.
I got to see people say, oh yeah, these guys are... I'm like, bruh, like they were trying to get girls out the house. What the hell are you guys talking about? Like, you know, it's just funny. But whenever they can't, you know, beat the message, or they can't, you know, they don't have enough influence, whatever, they have to silence you through other means, right? And thankfully, you know,
that's true. Muslims do that to me all the time, bro. Discord, I show them their sources. I was once in a group, you know, they're bashing Paul, and I told them that Paul is a messenger of Allah according to Ibn Kathir in Quran chapter 13 verse Yasin verse 15 to 17, where it says Bulus is a messenger of Allah. Bulus is Paul. I showed them Jalalain too. I showed them, you know, Ibn Ishaq too. And then they just kicked me out. They ran away like Aisha's friends when they saw Muhammad, bro. That's tough. Yeah, they do that to me on TikTok all the time too, bro. Like, whenever I'm debunking their argument, they don't let me finish my sentence. They interrupt me. Because they're cowards and they're pathetic. They also kill people like me in Muslim countries. Since they can't have a constructive discussion with them, they kill people like me. They kill people like the apostate prophet there every day. Because the penalty for apostasy in Islam is death. Even Ali Dawah himself admitted in his videos, like, I'll be eating popcorn, you know, I'll be proud of that, you know, watching the apostates getting killed. He said that in his video. They have no, like, they're, like, offended by everything and ashamed of nothing. That's what Islam is. If narcissism was a religion, it would be Islam for sure. And, bro, you're not allowed to criticize the government. You're not allowed to criticize Muhammad in Islamic countries. And Israel is the only, like, country in the Middle East where, like, you know, You're allowed to criticize religion and the government. And that's why they're trying to tarnish Israel's reputation. Free Palestine from Islam, bro. And now the worst thing that Islam has ever done is introduce Islam to the West. Now everybody is doing research. Everybody knows Islam's garbage. Islam is getting exposed all over the internet, and it's not looking good for them.
I know people criticize Trump and all this other stuff, like, oh, well, he does this first or he does that.
To be honest, like, of course, no shit they would. This motherfucker cheated on all of his wives. This dude had so many SA charges. And he lied about his fans having, confiscating guns in one of his videos. And, he essayed so many people in the 90s. And because, Epstein pleaded the fifth in his trial when he says which was Trump involved in the trafficking of minors. And then all of a sudden he commits suicide afterwards. Like, of course, that's not 100% proof against him, but that is very suspicious. So, of course, they're going to criticize him. He's not a saint, to be honest. But let's continue the video.
I think him being in office right now is infinitely 10 times better than if Kamala had taken off.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Because, Kamala supports abortion. Abortion is worse than anything Trump has ever done, all right? Not only that, but, her being a woman in power is one thing. But being a woman that's a Democrat liberal and that drinks, oh, hell no. At least, Trump, he's societally and economically, putting Christian values in the government. And people are allowed to say whatever they want online. So, even though Trump is not a saint, he's not Joseph, he's not Jesus, I would pick him over Kamala any day. And I'm glad he won, bro. Because the thing is, at the time I was like, I wasn't involved in politics like, when he won the election. At the time, I wasn't involved in politics like that. I did not know enough, so I was just like, I'm going to stay out of it. But now, the more I research, the more it is relevant to people like me. These kinds of things. Because they're universal. They're for everybody. People underestimate how important politics and religion are. Because the thing is, everybody online, the celebrities, they don't care about helping you necessarily. They just want to entertain you and make money. You know what I mean? But when it comes to politics and religion, these people who get involved in those, the ones that are opposed, the opposing side, they genuinely want to help you come to the truth and give you purpose. Because, entertainment is one thing. But if you're an entertainer that tries to help people, that shows that you are more genuine. And that is what I'm trying to do. Even though it's a lot harder, like it's harder for me to get a job. It's harder for me to, how do I say this? To be loved by people. Because the thing is, if I was just an actor, and if I was just that's all I focus on, and I know all the things that I know and I just keep it to myself, obviously I would get a lot more love. And I'd be a lot more popular than I am now. And I could be a famous actor by now. Because, I have the look, because people find me attractive. How do I say this? I have the looks, I have the heights, I have the financial stability to do so. I could do it all. But that's not my goal. Because, even though, yes, I am enjoying life, I don't want other people to go through what I went through. You know what I mean? I have brothers in humanity out there. And I want to help them just as much as I'm helping myself. You know what I mean? Because the kind of stuff that I went through and learned the hard way, I should have learned a long time ago. So through my videos, it's a lot easier. Yes, I'm still on a journey. I do not know all things. But, whatever happens to me, y'all can learn from me. Or whatever happens to someone else, I can learn from someone else. through the comforts of my home and screen. You know, because I'm only 20 years old and I have a long way to go. But I want you to be a part of the journey just as much as I am. You're amazing. Whoever my brother and sister in humanity is that is watching, I give you my best of regards.
Because at least with Trump, censorship has receded a bit, right? And now we're able.
Exactly. You don't evolve by censoring your critics, all right? You're just closed-minded and you're a coward. That's what you are. And you're the most annoying person. Because, you know, I don't agree with anybody 100%. But if you censor a person for a major disagreement, I mean, that's like, everybody might as well get censored because, you know, and nobody's going to be able to express their opinions. And you're not going to learn. You're not going to evolve that way. It's very close-minded. That is why I did not like the Christian Prince's server. Even though Christian Prince is all for freedom of speech and, you know, he lectures and all that kind of stuff, his moderators, bro, they're bastards. They make false accusations against you, and before you explain yourself, they mute you. They're bastards. They're pieces of shit. Don't be like them. Because at least Myron, you know, even though he says the most out-of-pocket shit last time, like that Holocaust video was completely unacceptable. I was like, nah, I don't claim him. I stopped claiming him because of that video. But I'm not going to censor him for it. Because, you want to know why? Because I want everybody, because the thing is, like, I want everybody's true colors to be exposed on the internet. If you know what I mean. Like, because the thing is, like, if you censor somebody for disagreeing with you on something out of pocket, then it would make me a hypocrite to lecture them, because I do the same thing. You know what I mean? Like, for instance, I wouldn't censor somebody unless they want to censor me. Like, for instance, if I was like the moderator in the Christian Princess server, I would block, kick out, and mute this bastard named Aluminum and that bastard with the black dog profile picture. They can suck my dick. I'm definitely censoring them because they would censor me. But if you wouldn't censor me, say whatever the hell you want on the internet. You know what I mean? If you're not a dictator, I won't be a dictator in this aspect. Because it's dictatorship, it's fascism. Censoring somebody because of stuff that they said. Everybody should be entitled to their opinion, even the Muslims. Even though Islam promotes every single Class A felony in America, and it's the most filthy cult, same thing with Hinduism, I'm not going to censor them for what they say. Unless they censor me. You know what I mean? If you have a history of censoring me or censoring people like me, then you should get censored. But if not, then no. That's why I appreciate Trump. Censorship has gone down so much. Because I remember Trump was banned all over social media at some point. That was some bullshit, bro. During Biden's era, that's tough.
There's guys that are like blowing up right now, right? Our friend Nick, he's been able to, you know, kind of take advantage of this and be able to blow up because if we're not censored, it's very obvious that we're going to win. Because let's be honest, who gives a fuck about these on the left like Hassan and Kyle Klinsky, you know, these other losers? Like, these guys are not dudes that guys look at and be like, I want to be like them. No, they're like, these dudes are soft. They want to be strong.
I mean, technically, Abba is in the left. He is a good communicator for the most part. But sometimes he's a fucking asshole. What he did to Stevie was that nice. Like the private messages that I saw.
They want to be able to get girls. They want to be able to have fast cars, make money, be competent, etc., and be able to speak their mind. And unfortunately, the reason why young men don't want to be a part of the left is because, number one, the left has ostracized them. Then when you look at the role models on the left, these aren't men you really want to aspire to be like.
Yeah. Nah, bro, the left is the enemy, bro. Straight up. I don't care what Abba says. Abba's like, oh, it's not a, you know, it's not a, like, it's not an enemy issue. We shouldn't be divided. We should be Abba don't even practice what he preach, bro. Because the thing is, you know, if Abba was like, oh, you know, I should forgive, I should compromise and shit, he wouldn't be such an asshole to Stevie who was trying to be nice to him. He don't practice what he preach. So I'm obviously I'm not gonna, you know, I'm not going to take advice from somebody who gives advice but never takes one. What the fuck? So yeah, the left is the enemy. And the left is retarded. The liberals are retarded. and they're Sodom and Gomorrah 2.0.
Right? These guys just aren't cool.
And yeah, like a lot of people criticize Trump for a lot of his policies. There's no politician in the
And they don't have common sense too. Like, I can't believe, why the hell do I can't believe I'm arguing with somebody about if there's, if they, like, about what a man or a woman is, bro. That's just like, that's just basic biology, bro. Like, the liberals are the type of people, like, if I put a biology textbook in a rally, they would, like, chase me and try to kill me, bro. It's so stupid.
World who would aspire to 100% of everything I agree with unless I ran for office myself. That's not how politics works. However, when you have a candidate, it doesn't matter who it was. If you have a candidate who says, you know what, the First Amendment is going to be respected. Freedom of speech, the Constitution, that's the bedrock of America. That is one of my initial issues. I'm going to make sure everyone can talk freely. That, despite anything else that candidate might say or do, opens up the ability for us to discuss other ideas. The ideas the candidate might not like.
If somebody wants to censor you, they're usually hiding something. All right? That's what they are. They're cowards, they're pussies, and they're filthy. People want to censor. Except the apostate prophet. The apostate prophet wants to censor Myron because he supports the Holocaust. But the thing is, when it comes to Myron, like, what was his name? The apostate prophet is not a freedom of speech absolutist. That's the only thing that I don't agree with him on. You know what I mean? Yes, clown him, trash him on the internet, make him look bad, outcast him on the internet, but don't censor him for what he said. Because, as long as he doesn't actually implement it, he shouldn't be penalized. Because the thing is, if I had that mindset of, you should be banned for what you said, and if I don't agree with you and I think it's harmful misinformation, I would ban 70% of the population right now. But obviously I'm not going to do that. Because it's not practical. So let them say what they want to say, and then I disagree with them with facts. And that's how you get information. And that is called constructive criticism.
But we can shift the Overton window further. It may only shift a foot or two with his win. However, with the complete freedom of speech and the right...
Because the thing is, like, if I censor these people, and if I play the victim when they censor me, that would make me a hypocrite.
To discuss ideas openly, every single issue on the American table in terms of what's wrong with our country can finally be discussed, and we can shift things further. So,
and it's crazy too, because think about it, like with Trump, right? He dealt with the bullshit too. The measures came after him.
Yeah.
After January 6th, I'll never forget, all his shit got banned, taken off every platform, damn near Uber Eats. The President of the United States couldn't get Uber Eats no more, right? They banned him off every single platform. Then they tried to put him in jail. He got indicted 4 different...
Why the fuck are you banned on Uber Eats, bro? How the fuck do you get banned on Uber Eats? I can't eat now? What the fuck is this?
Times in 4 different jurisdictions. And then you had all these bitches come out of nowhere saying, oh, he had some, change room in a random store in the 1990s. And then she goes on CNN, Carol was her name, if I'm not mistaken. Jean Care, exactly. And Anderson Cooper asked her, more about it. She's like, oh, yeah, doesn't have to be physical. What? What the bitch, that's a part of that's an element of the crime.
No. I don't agree with Myron on that one, to be honest. She's right. Because the thing is, catcalling is also sexual assault, and it should be, all right? Don't stoop to a woman's level, all right? Even though, yes, women don't care if you kill yourself. Women take half your money in alimony. They take your kids. They would make you take care of a bastard child for 18 years and a child that's not yours. Women are evil and filthy, most of them. They're terrible people. They're second next to Islam. But the thing is, don't stoop to their level, all right? Don't repay evil with evil, all right? You know what I mean? Keep your hands to yourself. Don't sexually assault people. Don't hit people. This for both genders, by the way, not male and female, all right? And, how do I say this? And inform people. This is what I do. I avoid them at all costs. Respect their boundaries. Let them do whatever they want because, they see me as subhuman. They want to take my money. I realize this. They use and abuse me all the time. I realize this. So this is what I do. instead of going through all that bullshit, I just, you know, instead of like stooping to the level and being like, oh, allow catcalling, allow this, allow that. No, 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 fuck that. No, I'm not going to do that. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to get on the internet and inform people about how ruthless most women are so that they don't go through what I went through. Because the thing is, I could have been the number one feminist. I could have been the number one female supporter. And I could have, anyone who bashes women like this, I could have been like, oh, you're gay, you're a troll, oh, that's what I would have done, you're a faggot. That's the kind of stuff that I would say. But the thing is, they're they're not like Belle from Beauty and the Beast, unfortunately. If they were, I would cooperate with them for sure. But the thing is, they're like Rory and Lorelai from Gilmore Girls. And Rory and Lorelai from Gilmore Girls are dangerous and they're destructive. They're dangerous, and actually no, just dangerous and destructive are the same thing. I mean, they're dangerous and they're deceptive. So you can't give a person like that much power over you. You have to avoid them. You have to avoid them, and you have to tarnish their reputation in the dating market online so that men don't go through what you went through, which is what I'm doing. Because I'm doing this for you, bro.
Right, but this is where we are. We're in a loony world.
Because if women were kind to me, I wouldn't even think about making videos like this. But I've experienced nothing but cruelty from them. They treat me like shit, so I don't have a choice. And I'm not ugly, I'm not short, I'm not poor, I'm not a bad person. But they still do this to me. So imagine what they do to you, bro.
Where how women feel dictates if they can push criminal charges against you. If the president isn't safe, nobody is.
Yeah. Well, actually, it depends, because if the women say, absolutely not, I'm not the victim of crime, he did absolutely nothing wrong with me, please stop calling me in for interviews, they say she's brainwashed and the man's a criminal, as in my case.
To be honest, like, there was a woman in the 90s that said to Trump, he said, grab them by the pussy, right? And then 10 years later, he said, the woman said he grabbed me by the vagina, and then 10 years later he said grab them by the pussy. So that is true. The SA charges are definitely true. They were confirmed. But what I don't agree with is these women, they dropped the charges. Since they dropped the charges, that's not Trump's problem anymore. That's not anybody's problem anymore. They dropped the charges, stay out of it. It's gone. Now, if the women didn't drop the charges and they're still suing, and he is where he is, then you'd absolutely be right to make him president. It wouldn't be fair. But since they dropped the charges, it's not fair to use that against him. And if they didn't drop the charges, he should definitely be put in jail for sure. But since they dropped the charges, that's not my problem, that's not his problem, that's not anybody's problem.
Yeah. Actually, doesn't matter what the woman says. It doesn't matter.
And also about the Epstein thing, they're saying, Trump is hiding the Epstein files. There's no proof for that, number one. Number two, even though, yes, Epstein did plead the fifth in when he was asked, were you involved was Trump involved in the Epstein shit? He says, I plead the fifth. And then this was before he committed suicide. You could, that is very suspicious. That I will not deny. But that's not 100% proof to confirm that Trump is a pedophile that was maintained in the Epstein thing. Because number one, there's no proof for him hiding the Epstein files. Yes, I'm not going to deny that Epstein did plead the fifth. But there's a difference between, saying, if I give an anonymous answer that could mean anything, it doesn't necessarily mean that I am involved. It's not 100% proof. It's not enough to use that against him. But the others, absolutely. The essay, that's confirmed. But this is not really. So, I'll give him the benefit of the doubt there.
She's crazy. It doesn't matter if she's, making an action.
Like, for instance, when it comes to Muhammad, he's caught in 4K. He married a 6-year-old. It's in Sahih Bukhari, the most authentic hadith. It's in every Ibn Kathir, came 700 years later. There's no dispute. But when it comes to Trump, no, it's not 100. There's not 100% proof because they're claiming that he hid the Epstein files, but that there's no 100% proof for that. And they're also claiming that he was involved with the Epstein shit. There's also no 100% proof for that. Because if I say I don't want to talk about it, that doesn't necessarily mean yes. That doesn't necessarily mean no either. So using it against him is not effective.
Accusation. It doesn't matter if she's taking back and taking away accusations and saying the man done nothing wrong. If it's a man with that the system's got their sights on.
We can agree for sure that, Trump cheated on all of his wives. That was completely unacceptable. I don't promote him for that. 100%. Nobody should cheat on anybody. But that has nothing to do with the economy or him being a president. That's between him and the women he cheated on. And God.
They're pulling the trigger. It doesn't matter.
We need billboards. Myron, listen, we need billboards. Yeah. Kamala Harris, in her book, stated that Andrew Tate and Myron Gaines are the reason why she didn't win. Picture of you, a picture of me, billboards, New York Times Square. I'm doing this. Everyone owes us a thank you.
They do, bro.
Thank you. God bless you. Because I'm glad Kamala did not win. All right. You being a woman in power is one thing. But you being a woman in power that drinks, that wants to kill babies, like that allows abortion, because being proud of abortion is worse than anything Trump has done. All right? Yes, Trump is not a saint, but no compromise with abortion. All right? Unless it's in cases of incest, life of the mother, rape, and child marriage. Other than that, zero compromise for abortion. No way. Absolutely not. No. And she's like, oh, it's immoral. Get the fuck out of here. No, I'm not voting for you. All right? Abortion is worse than the Holocaust. Abortion is worse than rape. Abortion, no. It shouldn't be allowed, all right? I'd argue these chicks should be in jail for murder, but who cares what I think. Now, okay, so abortion is zero compromise for that. Absolutely no. That's one. She drinks. She's a liberal that drinks. She's a woman in power. That's one thing. Red flag. Liberal, another red flag. That drinks, another red flag. She's a huge no-no. And she's also a hypocrite and a liar. You know what I mean? She's like, one day I support Palestine, and then the next day she's like, I support Israel. Either you're a liar or you have multiple personality disorder. What the fuck is this? And then, she's also a hypocrite because, she was saying, banning people, you're a fascist for making person will lose the election. She was saying that about Trump, right? But she did the exact same thing. What is this hypocrisy? So no, even though Trump is not a saint, he's better economically than her. Far better. Hell no.
Personally,
And if you were like, fuck you if you don't agree with me and allow me to kill babies, then fuck you, bitch. You're not a Christian, all right? You're a disgrace to Christianity, all right? You're going to hell along with the Muslims and the other liberals.
Thank you.
Because you're a child murderer, right? Murder is wrong. That should be common sense. I can't believe I'm even explaining this, bro.
Mentioned by name in her book. She owes it. The world owes us. Imagine her right now with her cackling and her pantsuit. This would be an insufferable reality. Insufferable. We saved humanity from that plague.
The thing is also, I don't think people understand the significance of this. If she came into office, we would have been cooked, bro.
Oh,
And that's not just us.
Years, bro. You in jail, I'm in jail,
Yeah.
Lopez jail, Matt Gaetz jail, Trump and his administration, including Vance and all Supreme Court Justice Kavanaugh jail. They'd all be in jail.
Bro, we'd be cooked. And then not only that, like the recession and censorship that we're kind of enjoying now, it would have got worse. Because I remember when she was campaigning, one of the things that she was saying is like, we need to bring in these social media companies a bit, right? So they would have censored way more.
Yeah, it was getting out of control. It was completely crazy. And
I'd be nowhere. Elon would be in jail. Twitter would be gone. Probably Chris, the CEO of Rumble, bless him, would be in jail. Rumble would be gone. And I would be nowhere. I'd have nowhere to talk.
Well, the thing is too, Andrew, I don't know if I showed you this paper, but like me.
I probably wouldn't either. Even though at the time I wasn't involved in politics, I did not know enough about Trump and Kamala at the time. So I was not getting involved. But now, knowing the stuff that I know now, I'm like, oh, thank God Trump won, bro. Because this is why, like, back then I didn't get involved with religion and politics like that. Because I didn't know enough. It was too early for me to judge. You know what I mean? Because I didn't want to, go with the flow just because I felt like it. That was the mindset that I have. I did not realize how important getting involved in religion and politics is. Because the thing is, when it comes to religion, your salvation is the most important thing. Because purpose is the fuel of life. And there's nothing that gives you more purpose than Jesus Christ. That's number one. And when it comes to politics, it affects your freedom too. Your freedom, how you approach things, what you say. Like, if the wrong person is president, like, you're fucked. Like, you need, it's how you help the country.
It Matters wrote this hit piece on like me, you, and a bunch of other people that make, what they call manosphere content. But they made a hit piece on us, and that's what like kind of started the whole situation of putting us on the radar and getting us banned. I mean, for you guys even faster because you guys were blown up, right? And they were like, yeah, we got to get this guy out of here. But the government was absolutely targeting people that had any type of what they call alt-right or far-right views, which it's crazy nowadays. If you say women but you're considered like far-right, right? Even though it's true for a majority of them. But dude, absolutely, the government was colluding and working with these social media companies to censor us. I know for a fact they did that to you guys. I don't know if you guys want to tell them which particular politician. I'll leave that to you guys if you want to tell them that. But guys, the American government 100% was colluding with these social media companies to get rid of certain voices on the right, for sure.
Of course, because if you preach the basic tenets of masculinity, even the most basic ones, when it comes to speaking your mind and going to the gym and sticking up for yourself and using your eyes to come to your conclusions as opposed to bullshit data from the Matrix, they couldn't psyop a man who uses his eyes to come to conclusions into ignoring objective reality. That's right. So if you push the basic tenets of masculinity, you're training people to not be slaves, and they want to make us slaves. That's it. They wanted us to sit here and say, Andrew said women can't drive, but the insurance data that we've made up and put...
I don't agree with Andrew Tate to this one. Even though, yes, I am a proud misogynist and I don't think very highly of most women, I'll give them the benefit of the doubt for the driving. Because my driving teacher was a woman. Alright? My driving teacher was a woman. So, I mean, then she can drive better than most people. She's a better driver than most men. The vast majority of people. I don't know if you guys might say, oh, she's an exception. But I don't think it's a gender issue. Driving is driving, bro. I do know that most women are not trustworthy, though. Most women are terrible people. Like, they would treat anything over a relationship. They're abusive in relationships. They're tyrants. They take kindness as weakness. That I can say for sure. But I just have a problem with them from a relationship perspective. From a relationship, societal, and political perspective. Because they want to be whores and support abortion. But other than that, they're no different than you and me.
Well, that says the safe. Says women drive better than men. And I'm supposed to sit here and say, well, every time I've seen a car hit a tree, it was a chick. Every time I get rear-ended, it's a chick. Every time I'm in a car with a woman driving, I'm terrified. And I'm supposed to believe this insurance data that...
My brother agrees with that statement. He says that about my mom too, but I don't see it, bro. And I'm definitely more misogynistic than my brother, for sure. But yeah, it's whatever. I don't know, bro. Like, I agree with everything else that he said except for this particular part. Because the thing is, even though I don't think very highly of women, I resent most women, I have to be fair. And I have to be honest too.
They've just made up. No, I've seen with my own eyes. And that's what they don't like, that people are brave enough to use their eyes and come to conclusions. Because when you do that, then you'll say, no, that's not a woman, that's a... No, they're real, no one's falling over, everything's actually fine. No, you've rigged that election, no one votes for that crap. Now you're not a slave anymore. They have to convince you to ignore your eyes and repeat what you are told so they can enslave you. So it's...
I heard a lot of people talking about Alex Jones. I wonder who Alex Jones is. I'm gonna react, because the thing is, like, Alex Jones got banned all over social media. I don't know why. I do know that Rumble, you can say whatever you want on Rumble. I'm gonna check out his videos on Rumble and I'll keep y'all updated on his perspective. If deleting him is justified or not. We'll see how it goes.
So crazy that us saying, come to basic conclusions based on your own life experience, go to the gym, stick up for yourself, and say what you think was...
Don't stick up for yourself, bro. Just leave it to the police, bro. Alright? Because if you're beefing with somebody, and if you're beefing with a whole grade, you taking matters to your own hands is not practical, alright? You're only one person. I made that mistake when I was in middle school. And I got suspended so many times. But I would have handled things a lot differently now if I was in a situation where I was getting bullied by a whole grade. Number one, I would tell the principal, I would tell everybody that they're bullying me. The police, yeah, I'm a proud snitch. I'm a snitch like 6ix9ine. Yes, I said it. That's what I do. I'll tell everybody. If that doesn't work, I will tell my parents so that they could get involved. If that doesn't work, I will not come to school. Simple.
So revolutionary. It was seen as so dangerous they had to get rid of us. Does that not show that their plans for humanity are absolutely heinous?
Yeah.
That you're considered a revolutionary for telling people to think...
You know what I mean? It's not like they're gonna force me to not to go to school anyway. So I mean, I'll be fine.
For themselves.
Oh, I'll take it a step further. So when Trump was campaigning, him and J.D. Vance would often say on the campaign trail back in 2024, we're the party of common sense. And the fact that they campaigned on saying we have common sense tells you that common sense isn't common anymore, which is the whole problem in the first place. 99 genders, these weirdos serving in the military, not passing fitness standards, saying with pronouns, all sorts of bullshit. Like, it took the Trump administration to come in to say, we're going to restore common sense, make English the official language. Took an executive order to do that.
Yeah.
Pete Hegseth had to assemble all the generals, bring them to Quantico to have a talk like, look, we're going to go back to what we used to be. That's why they renamed it the Department of War, because we haven't won a war since World War II, and that was the last name when we won. So they had to come in under the premise of common sense to get votes. But the fact that they're even able to, campaign on common sense is ludicrous to me. But that just goes to show you how off the deep end we've gotten as a nation.
Well, I hope we can say that, bro, because we're still stuck in the mud a bit. But you know what we need? I need to get over there. We need to do a fresh and fit old school.
You absolutely do, man.
Bro, we need to
Dude, every day I get a message saying, yo, when's Andrew gonna come back with some girls? When Tristan's gonna come back with some girls? Come on, man, blah, blah. Every day I get asked that, man. And obviously, me and you talk behind the scenes, so we know what it is. But yeah, man, whenever you guys want, you guys are always welcome to Miami. And I think we're gonna break the internet if we bring one of those back.
Bro, this is so legendary. I'm gonna get...
The thing is, like, the apostate prophet made a heinous accusation against Myron. He said that Myron will the apostate prophet. The apostate prophet challenged Myron to a debate about the Holocaust and Israel, and him being a Nazi, but he refused. Is what he said. But I don't believe that. If Myron would get somebody like Sam Shamoon in his podcast, why the hell would he not get someone like the apostate prophet in his podcast, who is far less vulgar and far more professional? That don't make sense to me. It's too good to be true. If it is true, I will be very disappointed in Myron. Because now I want Rumble. Because the thing is, Rumble said we'd promote it. YouTube said they would promote it, so that would have been awesome. But unfortunately, I don't think that's ever gonna happen. They need to debate though. I need to see this. It's too good to be true, man. Because Myron, he seems like he'd welcome everybody. He debates everybody. He doesn't care. He's not close-minded like that. I know Andrew Tate is, because, the apostate prophet showed proof that he blocked him on Twitter. Same thing with Candace Owens. But I don't think Myron is like that. Like, you need to show me proof for that. The apostate prophet, the apostate prophet did show proof that Myron supports the Holocaust. He showed the entire clip. Nothing was out of context. I can't defend Myron on that particular part no more. That was completely unacceptable. But the Twitter thing, the Twitter, him not being allowed, wanting to debate and stuff, I don't know about that, bro. You need to show me proof. If you show me proof, I will post it on YouTube. Keep everybody informed. But if not, I don't believe that, bro. Because I'm trying to be fair, bro. But anyways, thank you guys for watching. Have a great day. God bless.